Dylan finds it very amusing to play with this. Do you know what this is called? It's actually called a dead cat. It buffers the wind. Anyways, he loves it. All right, so I just spent 2 hours. It's hot. But my AC works, so I gotta let that do its thing. Yeah, so I spent 2 hours working on Adobe After Effects. Whew, that's intense stuff. Sending some emails out. I need some food now. There we go. So today has been good overall. Stayed busy, a lot of phone calls, a lot of talking to people, a lot of emails, but basically everything's shutting down now for the weekend, Memorial Weekend. 2 things, guys, I want to talk about today. Sneezing. You know that sensation when your body's trying to expel something? Yeah, so that's the first thing I want to talk about. To prevent that. Now, sneezing is good, of course, because it helps get rid of things. But say you're in a performance, say you're in an interview, I don't know, whatever the case may be, somewhere where sneezing wouldn't be ideal. What do? Sometimes you got that urge. How do you prevent it? So I heard of one way through my client. She's a nurse, and she learned this from a physical therapist, I believe. What you do is place your finger right here and press it up into that bony position. So right on the upper lip, and press that up. And what that does is it prevents you from sneezing immediately. Now, I don't know all the anatomy involved with it. All I do know is there's a nerve right there, and if you press down on that one, kind of up a little bit as well, it will take that urge to sneeze away. There's also a second one. You take the tip of your finger and you press down on the tip of your nose. Real attractive, right? And that does the same thing. And that basically interrupts that signal so you don't have to sneeze. So that's your sneeze hack. So I want you guys to try that next time you have the urge to sneeze, and let me know if it works. Another thing that I learned that was incredibly interesting is from another one of my clients in my gymnastics classes. She is actually a physical therapist assistant, I believe. I was talking to her about my small calves, right? Because I'm trying to come up in this calf game, you know what I mean? And it's hard. And I asked her, is it hereditary? Is this a genetic thing about small calves? Like if my grandpa, my dad, and whoever, small calves, am I automatically gonna have small calves? Or is there a way to overcome that? She told me that people with small calves actually have active glutes, meaning your glutes are working the way they should. If anything, they might be overactive. And people with big calves tend to have underactive glutes because the calves are picking up the slack. I thought that was incredibly interesting. Now think about that. When you're out in public or interacting with people, I want you to take a look at that. Besides athletes, of course, because most of them have balanced bodies, right? They're focusing on glutes, calves, hamstrings, everything, the posterior chain. The other day I met a guy and I complimented his calves. They were huge. They were like bowling balls. And this is prior to me talking to my friend. I was like, is that genetic? Or like, do you work on your calves? What's your calf workout, bro? And he's like, nah, man, it's genetic. He didn't know much about this. He wasn't a physio or anything. But then I kind of checked him out because that's what I do as a movement coach. I look at the way you move. And guess what? Flat butt. I'm talking long back. And it makes sense now because his calves are picking up the slack of his glutes. And I asked the guy, do you squat? He said, nope. Exactly. Underactive glutes. So that's something to think about when you're walking around or you're working out. If you have really big calves, most likely your glutes are underactive and vice versa. Food for thought, guys. So that concludes today's vlog. I hope you all had a fantastic Friday. And if you enjoyed today's content, go and hit that little thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content and see where this vlog goes, of course, of 365, yes, 1 year, go and hit that little subscribe button. Other than that, guys, keep learning, growing, and moving.